Hey y'all, hey. If y'all can hear me, can y'all put some twos in the chat? Hey Cam. So if you register for this call previously, y'all, I've had a lot of shit going on for like the last month. So in the May, um, my scalp was doing like it was doing some really crazy stuff. So I ended up going to urgent care because my scalp was literally oozing. And I didn't know. So, like, we all know about the glands in here when we get sick. I didn't know that it was glands in here, like on the side of your head and in the back of your head. Um, yeah, I didn't know that until I got a staph infection in my scalp, which is why my scalp was doing some crazy stuff. So, first week of June, I went to urgent care and they like swabbed my scalp, and that's when I found out the next day that it was a staph infection. So she had gave me antibiotics when I was there and the shampoo that I needed to wash my hair with. My scalp had cleared up, like, I want to say like 80%, like it stopped oozing. Um but it didn't heal completely. So last week I called myself going to the dermatologist just for the dermatologist to try to tell me like my scalp wasn't affected. She was like, "You've got what the hell did she tell me? Whatever the correct term for dandruff was. It was like some shit." And I'm like, "No, I don't have dandruff. Like I don't have a dry scalp. I don't have um like no crazy stuff going on outside of when my scalp decided it want to be doing whatever it's doing." So she ended up giving me a different type of antibiotic, and I told her, I said, I went to urgent care for this a couple weeks ago, and it never, like my scalp never cleared up the way it was supposed to. So I took antibiotics from urgent care for a week for no reason because she gave me the wrong antibiotics. So I had to reschedule this call for tonight, and my scalp is not oozing. See, no oozing. Um, and I feel like I'm like my scalp was like 95% good. Rhonda, you can't hear me? You might have to like enable your speaker or something. Can anybody else hear me? Cameron can hear me. If you can hear me, can you drop some twos in the chat? Cool, cool, cool. All right, I ain't gonna keep y'all long. So let's get into it. What are we covering tonight? Basically my tax training. So one of the things I've been doing for the last 4 years is teaching people how to get into the tech space, like how to either start their own tax business, whether it's a big business or a little business, it's still a business. So teaching people how to start their own tax business, like literally the systems, processes, and the fundamental stuff that I wish that I had when I started because um yeah, I had no real foundation. I was kind of lucky because I was already in business. I started Hannah Financial in 2017 and we added tax preparation as an actual service in 2018. But I didn't have like no course to walk me through step by step what I needed to do to become a professional tax preparer. What that all entails, like a lot of I think something I see often on the internet is always just putting in numbers and it's like, yeah, nah. You got a whole set of like due diligence requirements. That's what they're called, due diligence, that you have to abide by when it comes to preparing taxes, um, actually knowing about filing statuses, things like that, the software you need, things that you need from the IRS. So I didn't have a foundation. So my Become a Tax Boss training, formerly known as my tax business training, I birthed that. So I tell people all the time, it's you get a lot further in your business when you learn from somebody who has already done it. Something I see often, especially now, like these last I want to say like the last 6 months for real, everybody is selling like white label products, but it's like the shit that y'all selling is not what you are successfully doing. So it's like if you are serious about learning to do whatever it is that you want to learn, I think it's important to learn from somebody who has been there, done that, like who is actively doing it. So here we are. What's this doing? Come on. There we go. So who am I? Most of y'all follow me already, so y'all know I'm a loony bin just a little bit. But I'm a full-time entrepreneur, so I've been in business full-time since 2017. I've been a professional tax preparer since 2018, and I have been a enrolled agent with the Internal Revenue Service since last year. Those of you that do not know what that is the highest credential that you can have as a tax professional. I tell people all the time is what people think CPAs are. CPA is a state designation issued from the accounting board for whatever state you're licensed in. The enrolled agent credential is issued by the Internal Revenue Service. So I can represent tax preparers and taxpayers in all 50 states when it comes to issues with the IRS. Um, what else? What else? What else? Hannah Financial. So my baby. Um, that's my financial services business. So I run that full time, offering tax related services. So I do a lot of resolution work. So when people have like big tax problems, you need somebody with credentials to be able to work on your behalf and argue with the IRS. So that's what I do. We offer tax preparation and other like tax planning services. So yeah. And what else? I'm an auntie. I got a bunch of nieces and nephews and a dog mom. I love them all. But yeah. And why am I teaching? I am teaching the Become a Tax Boss course because people always see me up. Irene, is you gonna be teaching your tax business training again? And I was on the fence about bringing it back, but it's like, why not? Why not? So here we are. What are we covering today? Why you should start a tax business, what you need to actually prepare taxes professionally, the marketing system that I use in my tax business, different ways that you can get paid, and things that would be in the course. So, why should you start a tax business? One is recession proof. It does not matter what's going on, even with AI and everything. Something that changed this year, the IRS just rolled out direct e-file. So basically you could go on the IRS website, depending on what state you're in, and file your taxes on the IRS website. In theory, it sounds like a really good idea, but I ain't gonna hold y'all. Being an EA and having to deal with the IRS on a regular basis, I'm not filing my taxes on the IRS website. I'm just not doing it. So it's an $11 billion industry. It's literally recession proof. Everybody will, like, taxation is not going anywhere. Everybody in the United States is required to file taxes. It doesn't matter what type of income you use or income you make. I tell people all the time, people be like, oh, well, I don't think this income. No, baby. If you made the income and it's not Social Security, even some types of Social Security is taxable. If you go on the IRS website, they will actually tell you any income that you make that is even illegally gained, selling drugs, things like that. You're technically still supposed to prepare and file taxes on that income and pay your taxes. Third reason is a great additional stream of income if you are in the financial space or you just want to make some money on the side. I think the internet convinces everybody that they have to quit their job and be a full-time entrepreneur, and being somebody who quit their job to pursue entrepreneurship full-time, I'm gonna tell y'all, is very ghetto here. If I could, I really would probably have a really good paying full-time job and run my business on the side if possible. So if you want to get in the tax space, there's nothing wrong with doing this part-time outside of what you already got going on. How has tax preparation helped my company? I probably need to update this because 2023 is not on here. So 2018 was my first full year in business. It was also the first year that I added tax preparation as a service, and we did almost 30K in tax revenue alone that first year that I added it. I don't know about y'all, but an additional $30,000 to my bottom line made a world of a difference. 2021, so this 3 years after we added taxes as a service for my business, we did 300K in revenue alone. And my goal for 2022 was 600K. I did not hit that. I think I was like $40,000 off, but you know, they say shoot for the stars and you might land on the moon. Why I decided to do my own tax prep business training. My previous experience with my service bureau. So service bureau is basically your software provider. I wanted to be able to streamline training my new tax employees. So some of my employees actually take my tax business training. Y'all want to learn. Y'all want to learn how to prepare taxes. So I'm gonna give the people what they want. And I am still, even though the IRS is like doing the direct file, I still think that the IRS is going to remove the option to self-prepare tax returns very soon. So the foundation, what do you need to prepare taxes at the bare minimum? So EFIN, PTIN, I cover these in the course, what's the difference between these two, but I'm gonna start with a PTIN. So prepare a tax identification number. Anybody who prepares tax returns has to have a PTIN. It's almost like your social security number as a tax preparer. Anybody can prepare taxes with a PTIN. If you want to be able to electronically transmit tax returns to the IRS, you will need an EFIN. So an electronic filing identification number. I will show you how to get both of those in the course. and explain the difference between the two. Um, you need professional tax software. So you cannot use TurboTax, H&R Block online, Free Tax USA to prepare somebody else's taxes, especially if they are paying you. Uh, Tax training, it would help if you had some type of foundation um, before you just go and start trying to do people taxes. Bank products. If you guys have ever got your taxes done at H&R Block or like a Liberty Tax or Jackson Hewitt, and they offer like the file now, pay later options, those are considered bank products. It's handled like that whole transaction, the file now and pay later. So basically, they take their prep fee out of your tax refund if you get a refund. That's facilitated by a third party bank. Um, so bank products, and you need either an iPad or a computer or a laptop. E-services with the IRS. So once you become a tax professional, this section of the IRS website, so like if you actually go to irs.gov and you click up here where it says tax pros, it will bring you here. So e-services, there's a lot of different tools in the e-services system that you will need or need to familiarize yourself with. And the PTIN system, so basically to get a PTIN, a prepared tax identification number, you can do that on the e-services website as well. Um, when it comes to like business foundation, you LLC at bare minimum. I would highly recommend getting errors and omissions insurance. So basically, if you prepare somebody's tax return using the information provided by them and you make an error on their tax return, errors and omissions insurance is very important to have. If you are in any type of business whatsoever, I would highly recommend you having business insurance, and you need training. There are three ways, or actually two ways that you can get paid when it comes to being a tax professional. You can either charge people up front, so you can like send them invoices, they can pay you cash. You can say credit card, Zelle, whatever electronic payment you want up front. Or you can use bank products. We talked about that, like with the file now, pay later. Um, if you decide to use the bank product option, y'all, I've never seen somebody need as much attention as this dog. Come here. I might say hi to Kava. um, Refund anticipation loans. So if you see people, or even with my marketing, I have like last year I really didn't market the cash advances, but if you qualify for a tax refund, you are able to offer refund anticipation loans. So basically, a cash advance for clients who qualify for a tax refund against their refund. So you'll be able to give them like advances that get approved within like 24 to 48 hours um, while they wait for their tax refund to be funded. Anybody got any questions so far? Yes, no, maybe. Cool. Um, Bank product fees. I cover these more in depth uh in the actual course. But if you decide to use any bank products, so like the file now pay later, there are fees assessed with that are paid by the taxpayer. So not the tax preparer, the taxpayer. The refund transfer fee, it's usually $39.95 or $39.99, depending on which bank partner you use. Um, Tax prep fees, these are paid to the office owner. Hey, well, there. These are paid to the office owner. So whoever owns the office, that would be the person who has um, the EFIN owner, or the ERO, so the electronic return originator. I'll talk about this in class too. Um, in class, the difference between a EFIN owner and just having a PTIN, we go more in depth. So when it comes to like fees, I'm not talking about PTIN owners or like people who have PTINs, EFIN owners only. So whatever their prep fee is, there's usually a transmission fee, a service bureau fee, and these fees are like usually itemized. So when I started doing taxes my first year, these screenshots are from my actual like two of the returns that I actually did. So I decided to become a software seller in 2020. I think this is my fourth year selling software because I'm very transparent when I like do business, right? Like I'm a very good question asker. Like I'm very specific about the questions that I ask, and knowing how much professional tax software is, that alone is probably going to run you like $2,000 a season, like a year. I wasn't tripping about getting my software from the person I got it from for, I think I paid her like $300. But I asked her specifically, how much money are you making on the back end of my returns? And she told me $69, which was a lie. It was really like 140. Um, and that's what made me decide to become a software provider. So anybody who takes the become a boss, become a tax boss training, like my course, software is included in your course purchase. And these are typically what my fees look like on the back end. So a lot cheaper than average running rate. Something else that I cover in the course, the tax software. So how to navigate your software. TaxDome is what I use in my business. Incognito forms. I still use Cognito forms, but not as much as I used to because I'm trying to cut the cord and just manage everything through TaxDome. One thing about any courses that I teach or anything that I do not teach or promote any systems, software, anything that I have not used myself. I think that's very important. Very important. Like if I have not used it in my business and I did not like it, it is not something that I'm going to teach or cover or sell for just like affiliate marketing. So some of the things that are included in the course: how to set up your business properly, getting set up with IRS e-services, no revenue splits. When you get a EFIN, if you charge somebody $300 to prepare their taxes, 100% of that $300 comes to you. You get professional tax software. You get the ability to offer cash advances up to $6K. You will have my templates for my client intake, unlimited e-filing for all 50 states. You'll have a custom mobile app for your tax business and customer funnel templates. Something that changed this year with my tax training. My Become a Tax Boss training will be available all year round. So it will come with two options. One option is just the course by itself. It's completely self-paced. It's also completely self-supported if you decide to do just the course. That is $297. And if you want to do the $797 package, that includes the course. And you will also have 6 months access to my private inner circle. So if you have any questions, you can ask it in the inner circle, and either myself or the other members in the inner circle will answer it. And I will be doing live Q&As weekly in that inner circle. If you do the $797 one, once your 6 months access to the inner circle is up, you will still have access to the course. You just will not have an avenue to ask questions or to attend the live Q&As. You will have the option to renew for another 6 months, but that's a separate price. So that is something that changed from my training for this year over last year. And why is this not going? Okay, that's fine. The last slide asked 4 questions. So what questions do you guys have for me regarding the Become a Tax Boss course. You can either put them in the chat or um, in the Q&A box. No question, but I'm glad you brought this back. Thank you, Cameron. It's been a labor of love. And I have been going back and forth with myself on like what services, products, etc. do I want to offer. Um, so this year I was really I've really been working on how I want to serve people and how I don't want to serve people. Don't have a chat. Everybody has a chat, but hope this works. Moved to Maryland from Virginia. How does that affect things? I had my fingerprints done for your EFIN, Kelly. I wouldn't have got a P10 before I got an EFIN because you have to renew that annually. This is another reason why I think it's very important that y'all take some type of training prior to trying to get in the tech space. I was following the course. I have both. Yeah, so you should be good to go. Did anybody else have any questions? Cover you such a brat. I wish that I didn't have to reschedule this like twice. It was like 93 people to register for my webinar tonight. I should probably put the link in here for you want to register. Oh, that is not the link. There we go. That's the link if you guys want to um, sign up for class. And I think that was all I got. Why is this jumping like this?